Soul, Lore, and History, Part 3, The Spear. Known by its people as Rum, the Spear is the land of the men of the Spear, or the Ilyarum. Located south of the Mirrorlands, the Spear is a land of sand and gold. Many forts and towns dot its northern and southern coast to protect its borders, but the majority of its wealth comes from its desert pass, which connects its three greatest cities. Dinat el Tebal, or the City of Spice, sits upon the western edge of the desert, using floodwater irrigation techniques to cultivate all the spices which give the city its name. Dinat al-Nabid, or the City of Wine, is found at the desert's pass halfway point. Elevated by its high hills and dotted with small oases, much of the surrounding land is given over to the vineyards and wineries. And finally, Dinat el-Darab, or the City of Gold, the gleam of the spear's tip. Commanding the Strait of the Merchant's Gap, its passage is the safest route between the old shore and the Mirrorlands, if not the most inexpensive. Though they have never officially disclosed the extent of their wealth, Rum is widely believed to be the richest of the three human nations, and some claim that they may even rival the great mines of the dwarfs. The Ilyarum are widely considered to be a proud and dignified people, though travelers who visit their towns and villages would comment on their outstanding level of hospitality. Unfortunately, their reputation has been marred in recent centuries, ever since the controversial expansion into the Land of the Promise, which is supposed to be forbidden by the gods. Historically, Rum was ruled by an Imaka. This was a political and religious figurehead who ruled the Iljarul alongside a vast number of senators from across the country. The Imaka was elected from the senators, by the senators, which meant that Imaka were always exclusively male, middle-aged, wealthy, and of a high standing, in either political, societal, or military rank. The Imaka was elected for life and thought to be a speaker for the wills of both the gods and the men of the spear. However, in 1632 PA, Imaka Sarul Imra, mere days after his own election, declared himself the first Milika, or God King, claiming he was of divine lineage. After executing his opposition in the Senate, he reorganized the rest into Rum's first High Council, which effectively acted the same, but lost all rights to affect the line of succession, which would now pass to whichever of his sons the current Malika deemed most worthy. The next three Malika ruled in much the same way as Imra did, rooting out opposition and rewriting laws to accommodate the new regime. This was also the time that saw the first settlements appear on the opposite shore of the Merchant's Gap. The Promise was always considered to be the sacred lands of the gods, but now the Malika claimed that they themselves were gods, and that they were merely settling land which was already theirs by divine right. The palace of the Malika was constructed on the northern side of the strait, which took around 65 to 70 years to finish. Its three high towers took a further 10 years to complete. The exact year that construction started is not documented, but the entire project is known to have been finished in 1717 PA, as this was also the year that the Dinat al-Darab was put under siege for 2 months by a large pirate fleet, which would eventually be defeated by the city's superior defenses.